Hello and welcome back to the X-Men movies. This time with the last official Wolverine-themed movie and the last official appearance of Hugh Jackman for the series of the Fox X-Men movies. Of course, we're talking about 2017's Logan. Now, this is a bit of a weird, an interesting beast. After the success of Deadpool, Fox was sort of convinced that they could do R-rated, superhero movies, and so they did the logical thing and, answered to what the fans wanted: an R-rated Wolverine movie, a movie where Wolverine can finally slash something and can spurt out blood and can cut off limbs and stuff like that.
But Tia, what about the Wolverine that had all that?
It was like an update.
That
It
was
was
the
like an update where your drink was roofied, so I'm not sure it was counting, but to put it in perspective again, but where to get the inspiration? Because story-wise, just right after Apocalypse, things were a bit hectic. So how do you reintroduce Wolverine to the picture, especially with Hugh Jackman, well, growing old and also facing something like cancer, unfortunately? So of course, it takes inspiration from an Elseworld story for the Marvel Universe called Old Man Logan, written by Mark Millar.
Oh,
Mark Millar, well, there's a lot to explain about that, but the movie is already long as it is, so let's start. Right before the Fox Logan, you should be in sync with us. In 3, 2, 1, click.
Mark
For
Millar,
context,
there's
Mark
a name
Millar
I haven't heard in a while.
He's the classic writer that can do amazing things, but you have to keep him on leash. And Old Man Logan works for the most part. It has a glaring problem in its foundation, but I will not spoil, because it's actually really important. But it's an Elseworld story in the far future with Wolverine as the protagonist. Actually does its job, and I actually really like it. However, of course, the glaring problem with that was that it's a story that involves most of the Marvel universe,
not just
different.
Marvel.
Involving only the X-Men. So of course, Fox had to cut a lot of corners. So instead, what we did was, well, you know what kids like these days? A retelling of The Road. So let's do that.
and the Last of Us.
That's the thing with The Last of Us is also a retelling of The Road. I know that it made it popular, but that doesn't mean it was the first.
So, returning from the previous movie is director and, in this case, co-writer
James Mangold,
who was involved with the Wolverine. My guess is he did the Wolverine as like a favor to Fox, who, if that film was successful, let him do whatever he wanted for this movie. The film was also co-written by Scott Frank. And,
wait, I'm sorry, Tio. I didn't think we were seeing a movie based off of Claw from the MCU.
and Michael Green, whose feature film was before this, was well, the very feature film we did before this one was Green Lantern.
What the fuck are you doing? Also, for the score, we have back Marco Beltrami. Hugh, we're filming. Get off your booze.
We're not filming Top Gear, mate. Oh. Well, okay, that was Logan. Thoughts?
Is that like a reference to the Wolverine? Oh, so that's your title, I guess.
Yep, Logan. He's been shot
again.
So yeah, remember that sort of stinger at the end of Days of Future Past, but Wolverine can finally have an happy, bright future with the rest of the X-Mansion, with Jean Grey, Scott, the Professor, and everything. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, and obviously, since Logan's A lot older, and B is having his healing factor severely affected because he's very, very old.
This is a thing that they decide to do for this movie in itself, because technically speaking, Wolverine should be completely immortal. Now, and I mean, I thought, honestly, at first when the movie was announced, I thought, and had this kind of idea, I thought, oh well, they may just simply say that the thing that Viper did to him in the Wolverine has come back and has blocked his healing ability. But no, it's just getting old. It's a bit of a lame excuse, if you ask me, but I can get the thought process they've been going for.
This has
I
always been a
suppose.
running problem with the X-Men franchise. They've turned out some great and phenomenal movies, but man, oh man, does their continuity...
He has great aim with that
Yeah.
with that iron.
I think the
Yeah.
recurring problem with the film series is, like, well, again, they don't really pay that well of mind to continuity, which wouldn't be a problem if they weren't
Well-
so insistent on making this a shared universe, in which case continuity is kind of needed, and they kind of
Again,
just brush
Joe,
off stuff.
like you said, that is ultimately stemming from a lack of direction. They needed their own Kevin Feige figure.
So, in just the first 3 minutes, we have all the gore, the arms cutting off,
Amputation, yeah.
Logan swearing like a sailor.
It is kind of a shame, though, that Logan can't have a good life after all he did in Days of
No.
Future Past.
Well, how exciting would a Logan does everyday chores film be?
Well, not necessarily do that, but it would have been nice to maybe have a film where, he's, like, the new headmaster of the school, which X-Men
we
3
technically
was at first
never saw him
trying to
actually
do, but
being
then
the
kind
professor
of
he was
chickened
supposed
out
to
of.
be.
Well, speaking of the professor, we are going to see him later on too.
Yeah.
So like we said earlier, his healing factor is it's
Deteriorating
it's working still, but not fully.
as it used to
Because
be.
he's supposedly getting old. And here's where I have to ask the question.
Well,
okay,
that
so...
and also, but also,
they did it!
because
James Howlett, his real name!
because of because apparently the adamantium in his body was is starting to severely affect him because it's poisoning his bloodstream, and again because of the lesser healing factor he has.
So yeah, Logan is procuring money by being a taxi driver,
limo
but for rich
driver.
people. Yeah.
Wow.
Sit
Wolverine
down,
is a
guys.
Not
is a
just
limo
that,
driver.
unfortunately, in the future, things haven't turned out well in general, not just for mutant kind.
Oh boy, it's a scene in the cemetery. That's usually
And
not a
it's
good sign
raining.
in superhero films, and of course it's raining.
For fairness, I will give a quick summary of the Old Man Logan story, my final thoughts right at the end, so you also have a better idea of what this is based on.
I have helped so many goddamn people in this world, and where has it gotten me?
I'm fucking sick of it all.
Well, that happened.
Also, healing factor or not, Logan, you're gonna get a bronchitis if you don't, treat yourself well under the rain.
Don't worry, his healing factor will take it up. Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the
thing.
thing.
That's the thing with for stuff
Expect to
for
heal
diseases.
Well,
Sorry, go on.
that's
Oh.
that's the interesting thing. The things we think will heal because of his healing factor won't, because
That's the thing, Waves. For a disease like bronchitis or pneumonia, even a healing factor is not exactly like a magic wand.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. His healing factor was mainly for, like,
Wounds, blood
physical
losses.
stuff. Stuff like disease, that would still hurt him.
Oh, bribing someone, aren't you, Logan?
So this guy tailing Logan is
The
Donald
bionic
Pierce,
arm.
played by Boyd Holbrook, who before this film was a model. A lot of people were really starting to fear that because they cast a model in a serious movie, they were worried that he would just be completely bland and have no charisma whatsoever. Fortunately, he wasn't.
Normally, Donald Pierce is associated with the Hellfire Club, and he's
Ah,
more
get it?
cyborg-looking.
Get it? He heard he was in Phoenix.
But for this, I think it works still.
Freddy Krueger.
I don't think it was like New Line Cinema who still had the rights to the AP. Right?
Well,
at
you
this point.
can make a little reference here and there, just as
Okay.
long as you don't go overboard, and then New Line would sue your ass. Look, even his facial hair is like Joel from The Last of Us. Are you
Wait.
sure we shouldn't have had Shuri in this one because she did Last of Us as well?
Well, then we would have needed to fill her in on all the past X-Men movies, which she sadly wasn't a part of.
Well, we're gonna have to with Deadpool.
Not
Not
really.
really. I mean, at best, we've got Colossus, who doesn't show up in the current X-Men movies, only shows up in X-Men 3.
And then there's Yukio, which in the new continuity is a Negasonic Teenage Warhead's lover.
Yeah.
The old cue ball, eh?
Again, I mean, to be fair, there's kind of a reason why a lot of people sometimes don't even know that Deadpool is technically a part of the X-Men. Is like, well, Deadpool...
There is the expansion and everything. How can people not figure that out?
People consider that a different universe sometimes because, again,
Not just
we
that,
don't really see
not just that. It's a long story. We'll reserve that for that movie. For now, Logan has received an invitation club.
Oh, Alkali.
It's a good job we're not doing a drinking game about every time Wolvie swears.
Oh, damn.
Dang, it's not every day you hear
You're now
Wolvie
leaving
on
United
the
States.
receiving end.
He can't even get a boat. Yeah, I mean, even the music at times is, I mean, minus the guitar, is kind of a bit like The Last of Us.
Or The Road.
I haven't seen The Road.
Fair enough.
So The Last of Us is the only real comparison I can
Not just
make.
that, Dweebs. You've seen one iteration of a story, you've seen all of them, basically.
Not a
Well, in
fan
this
of The
case, I've
Road
seen-
to you?
No, not really. It's just that every time the road gets retold, everyone claims it was the first to do it.
Oh, like
It's
with
almost,
Walking Dead?
it's almost mathematical.
Ooh, this figure looks familiar.
Does
If
it
slightly
really?
different.
Is that you, Jesse McCree from Overwatch trademark?
Wait! Oh, I know. It must be Gambit, Tio.
Eh.
Nah.
Yep, Caliban's here. This time he's played by Stephen Merchant. a
Hey,
comedian.
Voldemort.
Stephen Merchant isn't that the guy? Hold on.
He was the co-creator of The Office.
Not just that. Yeah, he's Weasley, who was Weasley in Portal 2.
Huh.
Oh shit.
Well, we know he could be a good dramatic actor, so...
So,
Yeah.
Caliban, I guess Apocalypse is snatching your bodyguard, turn your life to shit?
Among other things. Although Caliban doesn't
And
seem to
he's-
be... Although he doesn't
and
seem to
he's-
be talking all mystical and in the third person like the last movie.
That and he's British.
Oops. Okay, was there just not that much communication between this team and the team for Apocalypse?
Possible.
Although I'm kind of baffled why they didn't just have the same actor play him.
He wasn't available.
Huh.
Don't do that.
No! The light! It burns!
So yeah,
Oh,
we have,
no.
Professor X is a bit out of sorts.
Senile.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, Xavier, we tried for a better future and this is what we get.
And this is the last time we will see Patrick Stewart play Professor X.
So,
Yeah, Trev, I don't know what this was. This or the Red Skull eating his brain.
I don't know. I mean, at least he wasn't conscious for the Red Skull eating his brain. You know, how much when I bet Wolverine is just thinking, so let me get this straight. I went back in the past, suffered great trauma to go for a better future, and this is what we got.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh dear.
Boy.
So yeah, when he fits, a lot of crazy stuff happens.
I wonder if it happens to mutants exclusively.
Well, Jover, have you noticed why the only mutants we've seen are these three?
Gee, I do wonder.
Time to go Pulp Fiction.
Although, wouldn't you think, Dubes, that maybe it's because of the big bad government for one reason or another? Or maybe it's something else.
Right, I forgot to talk also about this. Budget-wise, this was 127 million. It grossed 619 million.
So, a box office success.
And I think it's in the 90s on Rotten Tomatoes.
From what I hear, people consider this one of the best, if not the best, of the X-Men franchise.
And one of the best overall.
Yeah, one of the best superhero movies
comic.
to be. Yeah, comic book movies. Apparently, it's rather faithful to the comic. Tio, how faithful would you say?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah,
how faithful would you say it is to the comic?
To Old Man Logan?
Yeah.
Like I said, they tried to work with what they had, because of course they couldn't replicate the story due to like 80% of the characters not being in their rights. So of course they had to do something different. I just wish they weren't try to tell the road again, like their own version of the road, and do something else again with it. I can dig the idea of the bad future with Wolverine having, you know, his healing factor deteriorating and everything else going to shit. You know, but there are other ways to do it. Hell, go with the Valleys, rip off Kenshiro while you're at it.
I think one of my qualms is like, well, it does feel a bit repetitive doing the whole bad future thing, but I guess this time we're not going to avert it because, well, yeah, there are. Yeah. Oh, get it? He said no new mutants.
And mute again is a plot point from Old Man Logan. At some point, Jimmy travels to a city where Emma Frost pretty much tells him to his face, you know, where we thought that mutants were the next step in evolution, we were wrong.
Boy, that must have been cool. And I told you so moment for Magneto. Being told so.
Thanks, Professor.
When the Professor gets sold, he's really rude. I mean, he called, I forgot what was Stephen Merchant's character, Caliban. He called him a quote fucking albino. Plus he swears.
You were an animal, Logan.
An animal. Oh, Xavier, let's not go quoting Stryker. He was clearly a liar, as X-Men Origins Wolverine showed us. Oh God!
Yeah, I can tell you this from my job perspective. Yeah, this is pretty accurate in trying to, you know, replicate that person with Alzheimer's behavior.
Just to make sure, guys, the audio isn't coming through my TV, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
We'll let you know if it does.
Well, one thing I always do.
Oh,
so
there's a katana.
So yeah, not even his claws are working properly. He has to manually pull one of them out.
Wait, so now they grow back just like that?
No, I mean one of the bits got stuck.
Drowned.
Oh, that.
And yeah, again, you know, lack of healing factor. The holes that the claws come from don't close properly.
Yeah. Again, this serves mostly for an excuse for Wolverine to not use them throughout the entire movie, and it's sort of it's trying to homage in the comic where, for one reason or the other, Logan decides to not.
Hey, is it just me or does this dome place look a bit like Cerebro?
Dover, at this point, I don't think we should.
Unfortunately, it's not that, Jova. It's a repurposed water tank.
Besides, why would you want to connect it to Cerebro at this point?
Well, remember, this is my first time ever seeing this movie, so for all I know, it's a perfectly good idea. It's probably not. So, Wolvie, you got two bald guys to hang. Well, it's not all bad, Wolvie. You got two bald men to hang out with. Sure, one curses your name and thinks that you're just waiting for him to die. But Caliban is He's Caliban. Although, yeah, again, Caliban doesn't seem to be acting all mysticky now. He seems to just be acting like a normal guy. Well, a normal British guy. I mean, you were acting out like Nosferatu in Apocalypse. Again, what happened? Did some magical drugs make you act like a normal human being?
What's that? Oh, the adamantium bullet.
Oh, God. Look, I had to put up with images of my dead girlfriend constantly tormenting me. I think I've come far
Can you
enough.
imagine if this was like the Wolverine and he wakes up 5 times in this movie near to Jean?
Wouldn't that be just the perfect way to cap things off? I guess in this reality, he's gotten over Jean now.
Or she probably
Well,
hooked
I
up
don't
with
think-
Scott.
I don't even think he mentions G once in this film, although, there are more important things to worry about here.
Well,
Yeah.
that's amazing, though. Wolverine not constantly thinking of Jean, even when there is more important stuff. So does Caliban still even use his mutant powers in this one?
You see, Java. Oh, shit.
Not in the fucking mood.
Again?
Oh, Logan, you really shouldn't be driving if you're pissed off. And oh, hello.
Boobies!
Wow. That was nice. And yeah, since it's rated R, we don't have to censor that.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
lady.
get the fuck out of the limousine.
Isn't this the life,
You even
Wolvie?
need to use glasses.
Well, it could be worse.
2 passengers.
Not by much, but still.
Oh gee, I wonder who those 2 passengers will be. Yeah, even though this is my first time seeing this movie, I can guess how a lot of this is gonna go since I'm
So yeah,
comic book savvy.
one of the things this movie does is to try to resolve at least a part of the stinger of the previews of Apocalypse. Remember when I said that the whole deal with Mr. Sinister was basically for nothing? Well, that is truth because we never see Mr. Sinister, and at least in this continuity. But we will get to see the fruits of his labor. Remember what his men took from the Alkali Mountain?
Mm-hmm. It's just one dive after another with me, isn't it? That name sounds familiar to a comic book fan like me. Ka-ching! Wait, oh. I guess Wolvie's kind of savvy to this to know that that much money is never really easy.
Well,
Oh dear.
you should probably yell, Rosie O'Donnell.
Uh-oh. Did she just kill her?
No. Yeah, I wonder what that child's gonna do.
Hmm.
Well, there were plans for this after this movie, but
Yeah, the mouse happened.
Well, I wonder, would they have continued those plans even if Disney hadn't bought them? Oh wait,
Yes,
that's right, they were going to. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this after the movie's over, of course.
well, that's the thing though. The
Oh,
film.
look at that, a comic book cover. Cute.
Hey,
Ah.
but hey, this is like the most. This is like the most you can answer the whole. Why aren't they being more accurate to the comics? You actually have a comic in it.
I mean, that's
Although,
kind of
it's kind of weird. The only other time I saw this kind of thing happen was at the beginning of Hellboy, where he reads these comics and then pretty much insults Mike Mignola by saying, "Oh, I'm not as ugly as I'm painted like here." But I don't remember
The
any other
film came
particular
out.
superhero comic book that has actual comic book that it's based on it. Yeah.
Right. So the film came out in March of 2017. The deal was announced, not completed, but announced.
You're still good inside, Logan.
In November.
What's it now?
There's the kid is played by Daphne Keane, whose next big project is out in about a week or so now in Britain. Actually, she's going to be in the His Dark Materials TV show.
How very
Here's
interesting.
hoping.
The second attempt to try and put this Philip Pullman's books on screen after the movie.
Okay. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, to make sure that what the professor's feeling at the minute won't hurt anyone else, they're going to go to the middle of the ocean.
Because the middle of the ocean is the safest place whatsoever. It's not like
Well-
anything bad can happen there.
Well, I mean, at least they won't be putting anyone else in danger.
Yeah, but what happens if they get, like, attacked by a shark or something and then the professor panics?
Well, then the shark will die.
Yeah.
Would just the
Maybe,
shark die?
maybe Jova, if it wasn't for Universal, I think it was still Universal. If it wasn't for the rights issue, we would have the excuse to reintroduce Namor.
Well,
Well,
Oh.
she's dead.
well, I guess it's too late for that.
What the heck killed her, though?
I will.
Need to find some clues. The world's greatest detective, but it's not Batman.
Less. Oh, she didn't get to send the message.
And of course, right in time when the cops arrive.
Well, that's something. A character tries to detect something, but for once they don't get it all done in time.
Also, nice bit of thing to make sure the sun doesn't affect him. Just wear clothes over everything.
So, like, what happened? Oh, right, he's an albino.
Yeah.
And he's extremely sensitive to the sun. The sun could severely hurt him if he's
Yeah.
exposed to it too long. Look how sniffing his stuff.
Oh shit. Looks like we had, yeah. Not humans.
Wait, didn't Apocalypse establish that you were a clairvoyant, though?
Not for Jova. Not for humans. Mutants only.
Okay.
Okay, pretty boy, what do you want?
Well, they were.
Why?
That's why.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, sure. The X-Men series was never gonna end.
Bring the girl, pay the debt.
Yeah, she was there, but you didn't call me.
Yeah, Logan is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh,
Yeah,
Wolverine
I can't
doesn't
remember-
like
I can't
guns.
Which is why you kill several people with guns during the different wars.
Oops.
Remember,
Yeah,
that part is still canon.
I mean, did they all of a sudden want to
Oh.
make him? Oh,
Hey.
you seem so overjoyed.
Joker, do you speak Spanish?
A
Actually,
bit.
that's Mexican Spanish, dude. It's not proper Spanish. Sorry, I read the script. I won my ball.
I want my bag back. Thank you. Also, yeah. Another thing about this particular character, she doesn't speak a whole lot, and when she does, it's mostly in Spanish.
Yeah,
Interesting.
most of their expressions comes from body language. Most of the time, or scowl.
So for once, it's not the government who are evil in these movies, but it's a company called Alkali.
So ironic.
For the most sinister of purposes. So, but yeah, this whole Wolverine doesn't like guns thing, that just feels like they were trying to make him Batman because he has clearly used plenty of guns before.
Well, I guess in those cases he was fighting in wars.
Well, yeah, but just don't
I
participate
get
in
the
the wars
idea
if you
that
hate
after.
guns.
Well, to be fair, no. Since the African mission didn't happen, the discontinuity, I wonder where he decided to stop doing that.
God, it's so confusing.
I know, right?
Yep. It's a bag, Logan. There, have it, Christ.
She remind you of someone, Logan? Well, then who's... Well, okay then, so that wasn't her mother, so who's her bastard of a father then? Oh, that's going to be glorious when you find that one out.
She's not the...
Oh!
Or, I don't know,
It's basically telling her that it's a train.
Yeah. Alright. Just gonna have to take
Take out the trash.
X model somewhere else. There. You can stay there until you learn to be a good boy. Oh.
Oh, snap.
Fuck. Just in time for the reinforcements.
Well, shit.
And on our next episode of Nothing Can Go Right in Logan's Life...
Yeah.
I promise!
Oof.
We're just gonna go for a nice little merry car ride through the desert.
Yeah, priorities. Sorry, Charles.
Dang.
Unfortunately, that's as much as Charles will want to for Logan. This Logan is actually right for this.
I mean, let's see. If Alkali gets their hands on him, oh boy.
See, that's the disadvantage when you're driving a big-ass vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to get the girl. No, sir, I don't have cigarettes. Move on.
Oh.
Oof. Shit.
Wow. Killed off screen, unless it's a fake out.
Okay, that's a bit unnecessary though. Oof. That guy looked like one of the also Carl Kellogg's. That guy looked like one of the enemies from Small Soldiers.
Even after all the fighting, she's still eating cornflakes.
Also, Dweebs, Caliban's apparently dead.
Can you imagine what the commercials tie-in would have been for this? Like, can you imagine the Kellogg's Corporation getting approached by? Well, you see, we want your product to appear in this futuristic dystopian movie where a guy is slaughtering people around, and we have a shot of this child eating your cornflakes. I can only imagine how some of the days of the marketing creative people at sponsoring companies can go sometimes.
Almost as creative as the marketing in the Power Rangers movie.
By the way, I've seen the movie. Caliban ain't dead.
But way to spoil it for me.
That's just a minor thing compared to the other bits that are gonna happen.
Oh, what's this? The girl. It's actually here without the people who were supposed to gather.
Aw, that's nice.
I don't know Spanish, so I'll just say this. You ruined my breakfast. You're going to pay.
What's that you got there, sweetie? A little present.
That's a problem. Yeah, so stop being military.
Don't.
Meet X-23.
Also known as Laura.
This is what we were supposed to get as the as a spin-off movie, but again,
a solo X-23 movie,
which I would have loved to see. Yeah, she heals, don't shoot your dummies.
Yeah, if you can catch it by what these guys told and the visuals, she has the same identical powers and skeleton as Wolverine.
In fact, wait till we find out who her father technically is.
Again, if you remember, the stinger of Apocalypse had the Mr. Sinister Corporation taking samples of the Weapon X programs. So do the math.
Well, I'll give her this. She's very effective.
Props also to the child actor who had to basically know what was going on.
I know. It's like how in Resident Evil Apocalypse you have child zombies who must have known what was going on.
The child actor obviously didn't do all the stunts, but...
Oof!
Ain't that cute? A little girl getting harpooned.
Yay!
Oh, she's so adorable with her battle cry.
I know, right?
She even has enough foot.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
she
it's like
actually,
that. It's like the Bond thing.
the advantage, main difference compared to Wolverine with X-23 is that their hand claws are different. It's just two per hand in a more curved shape, and she has, one per feet, actually.
Ik zie je something. Now, basically, the reason she's called X-23 is... Oh, wait, hold on. I probably shouldn't say yet until the movie reveals who her father is.
It's actually, comic book wise, X-23 is not exactly old as a character. She was created like in 2003, I think. So she wasn't exactly super new. She got some promotion by appearing in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but to be honest, it's not one of the most, fun characters to play as.
If you're dedicated enough, you can definitely master the game with her, but yeah.
Well, with any other character, Jova, what I mean is that she can be boring but practical, that's it.
Well, even still, she's apparently tough to use and make viable at times.
True.
Huh, she can literally suck out the bullets.
Alright, time for the max chase sequence.
Time to see what this limo can do.
Don't stand or break through.
Oh.
Oh, that was anticlimactic.
Well, apparently in real life it would go that way too, so...
Yeah. Well, they're made for that specific purpose, Weaves.
Oh boy. That's going to hurt.
Also,
who the heck's banging on the piano?
On that piano. Do.
Oh man, the cat's on the piano. Wow, we'll just leave it in the movie.
It's like the composer of Gem 1 Pokemon for the Viridian Forest. Dun 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 dun. Okay, this time has to work. Alright.
Well, oh, great, a train, of course.
Oh, we needed that. It's a Looney Tunes routine, Fox. What are you doing? Also, can you tell Mad Max Fury Road was popular? Because I surely can't.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Mad Max was a desert, not...
Well, but you can tell by the fact that a lot of times they use... practical effects and this big ass chasing with multiple cars, different looking like that. Combine that with the fact that there, with storytelling also of the road, you can clearly see that Fox was playing safe and chasing some trends to stay safe.
That said, though, as far as apocalypses go, this movie's apocalypse is actually not a traditional one. Like, for instance, it's not like the entire world has gone to crap. It only seems like it's gone to crap for a few specific...
That's a big ass train you have to wait for, buddy.
Oh yeah, freight trains can take a while.
Bye.
So long, suckers.
Can't one of you freeze time?
No, we're only human.
Damn. Plus the time-stopping mutant's probably dead by...
Yeah, I wonder what happened to poor Quicksilver.
Oh, God.
Eyes on the road, Logan. She's like you, but more adorable.
And without a Canadian or Australian accent. Of which you had both in Wolverine Origins. Oh, look at that. Caliban's still alive, so he was just lying.
Well, it's good for interrogation, so... Used to have a cool bodyguard, but you never know what happened to her.
Stuff happened. This blue Titan fellow came in and swooped her up. Never looked back after that. Oh.
Yep, they used him to track down the mutants in order to kill them. Like, what the fuck you're talking about?
Excuse me.
Pardon me, but the good guys last I checked were not alkali. They're rather sinister, if you know what I mean.
Who are you, Dr. House? Oh shit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Love how he's just casually talking while Caliban's screaming in bed.
It's something villains love to do.
When it comes to the villains in these Fox X-Men movies, this one is one of the more competent. So
yeah, again, I gotta say, for a guy who only played a model beforehand, he's doing a pretty good acting debut.
also Sony.
Wrong studio.
Well, that's the thing with that smartphone we're using is Sony.
Well, our Sony film came out a few months after this one, so.
Which one? Venom?
Homecoming.
Homecoming, right.
Huh. Interesting.
Xander Rice.
Wait a minute. Evil Corporation disguising itself as a pharmaceutical company.
Umbrella.
I guess the Marvel Universe took a few cues from Capcom after that Galactus incident.
Oh, yeah.
And the Xander is played by Richard E. Grant.
Also, some weird stock footage. But yeah, the Alkali Company was trying to breed their own species of mutants created in vitro.
Sinister, for those who don't know, is a villain who is all about eugenics. Creating the perfect race of whatever.
Again, his intent is clearly here, we just don't see him in person.
I mean, it is kind of weird that they don't show him, seeing as how he's probably the boss of,
And considering all this time has passed and everything, he's probably dead at this point.
How dare you treat them?
They're not human as us.
Yeah. It's because Richard E. Grant before this was the great intelligence in Doctor Who.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, don't bring the camera guy in.
You know, that said, if this operation is being run by Sinister, though, I do wonder why they wouldn't treat them as human beings, because last I checked, Sinister isn't exactly about... We don't use our claws just like that willy-nilly.
We use our coins. There we go.
I'll be a good girl.
Claws are just to be used for disemboweling, not for stealing.
See, that's the start of a great friendship. Yeah.
Yes, so you have to take him to the toilets.
Dweebs, again, yes. Paraplegic, paraplegic people
Yeah,
have to
I
be
know.
treated like that, even for
I
battle.
have when I was younger, I did go to 1 or 2 hospices for trips for me school.
Oh boy. I cannot leave her
Like I say,
alone for 10
not
seconds.
shit again.
Oh dear.
Owen Wilson, what are you doing in this future?
He
Well,
does.
no, it reminds me of someone else. Still, those prosty things are not exactly. Whoa!
Oh!
So yeah, Wolverine's quest, as you can imagine, is gonna be a powerly figure for X-23.
Are you gonna at least pay the guy?
Not just that, he just told her to not steal and not kill the owner, and then he proceeds to steal.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Well, he's charged the phone up at least.
So, yeah, kind of is obvious who this girl's source is, but I guess the movie's not gonna get to that yet.
Well, to be fair, they did, throw you some, hints at it. Like when Charles was saying, come on, you know it, Logan. Yeah, testing.
Typical. Oh!
Yeah.
So instead of fighting, they'd rather commit suicide.
Yeah.
Charming!
Transigen.
Uh-oh. Oh no, it's another Deadpool, isn't it?
Another Weapon 11.
Not exactly.
It's Lady Deathstrike coming back.
Oh my god, that would be... That could
Stupid.
be interesting. I mean, they already tried to make... You know what's funny? They tried to make Lady Deathstrike kind of the female equivalent to Wolverine in X-Men 2, even though that's not really how her powers work.
In fact, if I remember correctly, she has more correlation to Daredevil than him.
Apparently, it's her father who was the one who initially does the Adamantium Project thing for Stryker.
So yeah, according to the woman's video logs, Wolvie has to take X-23 along with a bunch of other
kids and take them to the Canadian border.
Road trip! Road trip!
Wait. Bearded guy who's a bit old has to take a young girl to a certain place.
Yes, the road.
I was going to say The Last of Us.
Again, I already explained to you, Dweebs. If you don't want to listen, don't try it again, please.
Although, funnily,
I'm just using an example I'm more familiar.
I mean, to Dweebs' credit, yeah, people kind of know more about The Last of Us than The Road, but yeah. We must not Actually, should we even bother remembering The Road, Tio?
Why not? It's kind of like the source of it.
I guess. So, we gotta go rescue these other children. Assuming they're not already dead.
Well, priority number 1 is to get there first. If they run into anyone else, then...
Whoa, flashy neons.
It's an interesting film, this, as well, because there are a lot of stakes involved, although this film doesn't really... It's a high-stakes movie, but it's also not grandiose, if you know what I mean.
It's also... It takes its time. You can see there are these quiet moments.
It's like I said, it's like, well, as far as apocalypses go, it's not like a case where the entire world is going to hell like Days of Future Past.
It's also another case, similar, once again, to stories like The Road, where a lot of times what happens around the world is told you from background stuff, not directly to you.
Please do not question the bullet holes and broken windows, sir.
You can take a grasp on how society is doing and how things are going just by looking at it.
Of course, we're in
By the way, you could have used this to introduce Gambit, but whatever. I'm letting that ship go.
It'll never truly be gone. But yeah, you know what's funny? I notice how a lot of X-Men movies tend to have scenes in Las Vegas. X-Men Origins Wolverine, X-Men First Class.
This isn't Las Vegas.
Oh.
No, it's just a random casino, Jova.
It's Oklahoma City.
Oh, right, yeah, Oklahoma City.
Because I read the subtitles.
Hey, Logan, want to wear the old cowboy hat?
Patrick's Stewart with a fedora. I never saw that one before.
Hey, they're going to give Wolverine a cowboy hat like in Old Man Logan?
Howdy, partner.
In terms of Patrick Stewart reprising roles he played years ago, he's going to play Picard again next year.
Yeah.
2020.
Oh, I don't do baseball caps.
Oh god, I forgot which specific movie this is. My father will probably recognize it better. Oh, maybe he's telling you.
Okay, what's the name of it?
You'll have to guess, Jova.
Damn it.
Why not just tell audience what the name of this also great movie
Jimmy,
is?
are you feeling alright?
Well, the credits of the movie, of when they have another movie, and say it at the end of the credits.
Ooh.
I think his wheelchair, he needs it.
I see she's good at running it. Also, don't block him. Ah, there we go.
So what's inside?
Transigen.
Oh, cancer studies.
Kind of a touchy subject considering how poor Hugh Jackman has cancer, but I digress.
Poor Wolverine has to get glasses.
When I birthed early, did I miss the scene of him finding an X-Men comic?
No.
I think you mentioned the comic.
Yeah, you were there.
Oh, look at that.
Oh no, that must not be till later then.
Oh, so we haven't seen the bit with the comic yet.
No, but there's another one, Jova.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, with Sauron, actually. That pterodactyl enemy, Dreams, is actually a recurring enemy of the X-Men. It is called Sauron.
He's basically a mutant. He actually turns back into a human when he is...
He is very asshole-ish. There's this particular mimetic panel where he's arguing with Spider-Man, and Spider-Man says, if you know how to turn people into dinosaurs, why don't you cure cancer? And he's like, but I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
Comics are bullshit.
You're just mad because you never got the yellow costume.
Possible. Or more like that the Wolverine in the comics got a better treatment than you did.
Ouch. Well, let's see. Wolverine in the comics was dead. I forget. Has he come back to life yet?
I don't remember. Again, even to this day, I don't follow that much X-Men stuff. I'm mostly following these days Immortal Hulk, actually.
But yeah, folks, it turns out X-23 here is technically Wolverine's daughter.
Of sorts.
And hey, I think I said this earlier, but this is quite possibly the most the most you could get with the whole be accurate to the comic books thing, when there's actually a comic book in the movie.
Though, to be fair, wouldn't that be like saying that the Resident Evil movies are accurate just because you have a Resident Evil video game in them?
Well, I guess there's more to come, Joe. I'll just say that.
Oh, this poor guy. Oh boy, this is not going to end well.
No.
Boy, Caliban's life really went down the crapper that day Apocalypse walked into his store. Kind of just make me wonder, though, what was getting Psylocke to work for him in the first place?
I don't know. If we had like actual fucking backstory.
Well, we're not here to talk about it.
Yeah. Who's here?
Uh-oh.
So Logan, he can give him the car.
Also, don't vape, girl. It's bad for you.
Ah, Wolverine in a dive again.
Is this the
Hey,
end?
Storm!
Actually,
Hey,
that was
Wolverine! Hey, we finally get Wolverine in his yellow costume, guys!
Eden or the end? Yeah, this is an actual story. I think it's actually drawn by Walter Simonson.
What's this? Are you about
No,
to
it's
get an
not his
idea?
style.
Is
Or
he
is it?
is he about to get an idea from a flipping comic book?
Yeah. Watch this, Jova.
No way. Oh my god.
This is actually very, yeah, it is actually very meta.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how much more better you can get.
Okay, yeah,
Well,
that's
the next step would be Wolverine realizing that he's in a movie, but that's reserved for stuff like Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
or Deadpool.
Yeah, so yeah, a comic book is a plot point.
No.
In a comic.
Not
Well,
just that, someone was so freaking insane to has a specific place in the specific coordinates that are the equivalent of the ones in a comic book.
and not just any comic book, but a mainline X-Men one. Not even one from the Old Man Logan Wolverine comic, but nonetheless, still from an X-Men comic.
Fuck.
Reminds me, too, I forget. What was the plot of Path to Eden?
Yeah, again, Jova, I'm not into X-Men comics in general, so I don't think I read that.
Quick, nick the money.
Of course, nobody's getting away from their casino machines still.
Well, they are paralyzed.
Yeah, this is basically taking
right,
the
yeah.
whole time shopping power to the next extreme.
Yeah.
I guess unless you're a mutant.
I do love this bit coming up. See, they're already there, but they're frozen, so there's not much they can do.
Come on, Jimmy, you can do it.
Come on, Logan.
Go for it, James! Boy, sure would be a bit of a shame if something were to happen to you while you were frozen like that. Ah, so that's why he
And
did
she's
it.
also not affected too much.
Yeah.
Logan, you could do it.
Whoop.
Yeah, let me just
What if
do
he?
that.
Imagine if he missed. Imagine if he missed one.
A little bit right here. I can help.
Sure you can, sweetie.
Just give me a second.
Down you go.
There we go.
Now that's what I call a clean house. Thank
See,
goodness.
with the power of teamwork, we can sedate an old man.
Wait, did we make sure that we cleared everyone that's out to kill us in the room?
Oof. Jesus.
Oh, now we have.
Poor guy probably thought he was lucky. I think she likes you.
Oh, thank God, Logan's missed me. Ah!
Hey, it's like that joke in the video game, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah.
Although
Without
this
the
time they
one-liner,
don't
though.
explain the joke.
Remember back when Professor X would do anything to keep these people from being harmed? And now, inadvertently, he's the one doing that.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get a good idea of why we're not seeing that many mutants.
It's not like Deadpool either, where they couldn't afford them.
Yeah, considering this is set still in the future, the future of that includes also that, what happened to poor Wade?
Maybe he's just underground, or maybe this is at the point where he just jumped ship
And
over
also,
to
I
the
forgot,
MCU.
because it's been a while since I saw the movie. Does Deadpool 2 tells the specific year from which Cable comes from?
No, Cable has his own.
Alternate universe, yeah.
And you wonder why people forget the fact that Deadpool is a part of the
What I
X-Men
mean
universe.
is, he comes from a future that's kind of like the one in the bad one in Days of Future Past, except without the Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
How many bad futures are there in the X-Men universe?
No. You know, Charles, there's always a speech. Nobody cares anymore.
God, I hate that line. That line was trying to be meta, but it just ended up being stupid. Like a lot of lines in that movie.
At least he's honest.
I mean...
You know, Logan, you should pay more respect to your roots.
Well, not that there's many routes left. There. Ugh. Did you guys freeze in time too?
Yeah, really
also,
sucked.
video shot for the ladies.
Although, look at the bright side. At least we weren't one of the poor saps who were actually trying to get Xavier. They're, a little armless, among other things.
There's Dr. Rice again.
The main bad guy, I guess. So I guess he took over the company from Mr. Sinister.
Or the entire project, remember, the company was Essex for Mr. Sinister. This one instead is Trisgen. Was it?
Alkali. I feel like we've heard of the company Alkali before in this universe.
Now we've got...
That's because Joe Waits said it's a callback to the Alkali Mountain facility.
No wonder
Now we got
Wolverine wants
Troxican.
absolutely nothing to do with them.
Sorry, Lips?
We're in the future. We got trucks that can drive themselves.
Yeah. Again, the world building is done through the background. It's not told you in your face.
Okay, I'll admit this is one of those she may be you but better things that's actually done well story-wise.
More the fact also in universe it kind of makes sense.
I mean, she was literally engineered to be him, but better.
The fuck?
Oh, snap.
Auto trucks.
No, not the horses.
Don't tell me.
Oof.
Wow.
Really, Charles? I don't think it's the time.
Yeah, well, you know, Professor X, he'll always want to help others.
Eek! That's one thing about self-driving trucks. They don't exactly stop or slow down for other
The
people.
Professor don't!
Wait, oh my god, is he using his power on the horses?
Yeah.
Yes.
Come forth hither, stallion of Samar.
Has Patrick Stewart ever played a character in a movie about horses?
Well, to be fair to Dweebs, Picard has,
Oh yeah, he has ridden on a horse in Star Trek Generation.
not just that, his own stick is because, yes, he cultivates wine, but it's not to a stretch of the fact that you may also have a barn.
Okay, you're a bunch of nice people, so clear out before you end up getting killed, because that tends to happen when nice people are around Wolverine. As X-Men Origins Wolverine painstakingly showed us.
Yeah,
Chuck.
my dad. My dad's Patrick Stewart.
Hugh Jackman being raised by Patrick Stewart. Yeah?
Yeah, that's another thing about this movie that's pretty good.
The chemistry.
Yes, it is. It is a dark, oblique future, but I mean, it can't be funny.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, a different kind of funny than, say, the MCU.
It's dark humor.
It was interesting. 20 years ago, Richard E. Grant was playing the nice hunky guy. Now he's an evil, manipulative, scientific bastard.
Who'd he play back in the day?
Yo, well, typical nice, handsome guys.
Yeah, but what movies and what characters?
I don't remember.
I'll check in the meantime.
I'm just the guy who said that we shouldn't even treat children like proper human beings. I'm much better.
Again, bastard.
He was in Bram Stoker's Dracula, Jova.
Oh, who'd he play?
Jack Stewart.
Obviously not Dracula himself. No, that's to the old man.
Let's see. Oh, it was in Corpse Ride.
Ooh.
And in Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties.
I actually like that movie.
I can't stand neither of the movies. Let's see.
Ah, yes. Even in a bit of a crap future for the mutants, we can always still say great.
At least the humans are nice.
Oh, apparently he also in The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. Poor bastard.
Oh, that lackluster Disney movie.
Yeah. A movie with a story clearly set around Christmas time, released on Halloween.
Yeah, like...
Was it better than the 2010 one?
You mean Nutcracker 3D?
Technically speaking, yeah. Well, that's the thing, Dweebs. Different problems, same standard.
Although, to be fair, Nutcracker 3D got a 0%, and it deserved it. Like, Nutcracker 3D is just horrifying to look at. It's horrifying to think of. It just hurts the entire time. Trust me, Bal, it could be way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. He lost his legs for that school.
Multiple times.
Yeah, a special needs school. Yeah, it's but yeah, that won't raise suspicion.
Actually, no, you just left all those times. You never got kicked out.
Unless
Again,
there's something that we don't know.
He's kind of twisting the truth because of he's in front of pretty much strangers, friendly strangers, but Still strangers.
Well, why not just say I left a few
that's what it
times?
is. Okay, the movie that we were shown in the in the hotel room before was
Oh
Shane,
boy, here we
classic
go.
western.
Wait, what was that to you?
Shane, the movie that they shown in the hotel room. That's because that movie in itself has some parallels to how the story will unfold here.
Interesting. Professor, have I ever told you about what happened to the very nice couple who tended to me when I showed up naked in their barn? It didn't end well.
That never happened, Logan.
Really? It's hard to tell exactly what did happen from that movie or not without Fox is kind of apparently partially taking stuff in and out.
That's another line I love as well. She's 11, I'm fucking 90.
Yeah, Charles has grown quite a mouth. He's gone from being this ever so elegant character who you normally see Patrick Stewart play to being, well, a trash mouth.
Yeah, that's the intro we should have done, Tio. Your intro should have been just swearing all the time.
I think
This is not Rogue Warrior, Dweebs.
I think the interesting thing is that I think we've gotten more swearing from Xavier than we have Wolverine.
This is another sort of callback to the actual original comic, where, well, just doing this, Wolverine in that comic has a family that is constantly pestered by a particular gang that wants, money, otherwise causes violence.
Oh, Wolverine has a family, and
again, I'll give them more proper summarizing my final thoughts.
It's been a while since I've read that comic.
Again,
so, yeah.
I was saying off commentary to Dweebs, but well, you drove, you should. But Old Man Logan is practically newcomer friendly. You only need to have the basic context of the Marvel universe in general, and if you watch the MCU or even like say the Spider-Man or the X-Men cartoons of the '90s, you're perfectly good to go.
No wonder a lot of people like to reference Old Man Logan then.
Not just that, Marvel itself reincorporated it in later stories, which
is weird. They can't seem to decide whether or not they want to make that canon or not to the main universe.
Remember, it is. It's just a different Earth altogether. It's not its
future. Well, you know what I mean.
The future that is not set in stone for the Marvel universe is the 2099 one.
Oh god, that's forever going to be a mess and a half, isn't it?
Yeah. So optimistic, aren't you, Jimmy?
I guess to be fair, considering his own 2 movies, he doesn't have much reason to be. Well, actually, no, he should be feeling better after the Wolverine, now that I think about it.
Not to mention, actually, there's another thing, Jova. Considering that Wolverine's conscience was transported in the past, but then when he woke up in the ideal future, with Jean and the others. He retains the memories. So technically speaking, this Wolverine remembers the events of X-Men Origins.
Yeah, so, oops.
It's not like a saying because of plot hole, more like in a sense that poor Wolverine cannot catch a break.
Yeah. Yeah, especially since, it's kind of hinted that he finally retained all those memories, so yeah.
But yeah, Wolverine, in order to try to be, to repay the hospitality, is giving a hand.
So yeah, admittedly, one thing that's showing is that in this future, apparently certain people can have their resources cut off, unfortunately.
Because, again, Mad Max style, the gangs can have their way.
It's not nearly as gone to crap as Mad Max, but there are definitely hints of it. Really?
Aww. X-23 personal space.
Oh yeah,
She hasn't exactly had a normal upbringing.
Yeah.
as for why she's called X-23, well, the original version is that essentially Wolverine's DNA was retained. Unfortunately, the Y chromosomes were damaged, so they instead opted to just make a female clone since the X chromosome survived. And X-23 was the first successful one, the 23rd attempt, hence the name X-23. She would later go on to be known as Wolverine when Wolverine died. She had a rather
that kid must have been seething all the way through.
Oh yeah, let's just say she's had quite a few run-ins with her, let's call him her half-brother.
Yeah.
This is my favorite bedtime story. Oh, sorry.
Your favorite bedtime story is a photo. You
Of all the people
child.
who you knew and died.
Plus, you're reading a pamphlet.
No, better yet, that is her favorite bedtime story. That's all she's got.
Oof. Well, he's not lying.
True.
He's got his X-Men Origins outfit again.
Yay!
Where's not the jacket? The jacket is important.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
How'd
That's why
you
you're
know?
still having one cocked up. Oh boy.
Elky Dickhead, that's a new one.
He's got to think creatively now in this R-rated movie.
For you.
Oh boy.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, he's not blowing his cover. Kudos to that.
Go!
My Renault will know you about this.
Yes.
More than you can imagine.
Is it really training though, or
Let's just say it was
Well,
very...
again, him and Sabretooth kind of needed probably the military training if they wanted to participate in the wars.
And to say anything about the Weapon X training, hoo boy. No, seriously, Xavier, we should really leave before something bad happens to these people. They have been so good to us. Just for once, I want us to be able to leave and go without anything bad happening to good people around me.
What's that, that's Charles, you miss Eric?
Oh yeah, what happened to Eric, your lover?
Well,
I mean,
Eric
your
was
best
much
friend.
technically speaking, Eric was much older than Charles, so it's safe to assume he died a long time ago.
I don't know, Tio. Magneto has a tendency in the comics to just live and live and live.
not this time?
No.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This is once again something that is taken from the comic, but applied to someone else in the actual comic, and I'm not exactly a big fan of this. because, well, all right, I'll have to at least tell at least part of it. Due to events that happens that are told in a flashback, basically,
oh,
Wolverine.
wait
Oh
a
shit!
Oh.
What's this?
Oh.
What?
Deal? No!
No, Jova, that's not Daken.
Wouldn't that have been quite a thing, though?
All right, I'll say it later. What I need to do.
Oh dear. That said, though, it's quite a looker.
Got it, because Fox owned the Fantastic Four.
And he's dead.
Yeah. Now, to be honest, it's not a proper free gym because this doesn't progress anyone's character.
It's like I said, though, it always happens to nice people around Wolverine.
Yeah. And the father is dead too.
Really?
Oh my God.
Again?
It's Wolverine's twin brother.
Jim.
I'm the killer? Wait.
So, Hugh, how's it feeling looking at yourself?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman it was decided that Hugh Jackman played both Wolverine and this version
Mysterious
of him
figure.
has absolutely no conscience or anything remotely good about Wolverine whatsoever.
Oh god, now I know how Will Smith feels. And oh snap, is Xavier
Alright, Jeremy,
dead?
man.
Well, he's
About to.
Oh, there have been multiple X-23s.
Oh.
check
what's
actually
this?
which one Hugh Jackman's playing here.
Is it Gambit?
No.
No, Hugh Jackman in this, evil one, he plays X-24.
Oh,
Yeah.
X-24. Interesting.
He's a younger clone of Wolverine. Like I said earlier, he has absolutely nothing redeeming like our Wolverine at all.
Well, if
Oh,
he's
yeah,
even...
Jova,
He's just a tool used in rage.
a bit closer to Daken, but not quite.
Oh boy, look at that. These guys again. And they think
just
he's
ran into
Wolverine.
X-24.
And they think he's the same guy.
Mind you cut your hair really quickly and you change shirts.
These are hillbillies. They probably don't know jack shit.
It's funny, they're here to friend the family that's unfortunately dead.
One Sam Hill.
Well, that's clearly not working.
And yeah, he only listens to Richard E.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, with that, Charles Xavier passes away.
Patrick Stewart,
Again,
no!
he's dead again.
And this time he's not coming back.
So Logan, did you regret telling him to fuck off in that bar all those years ago?
Yes, I did.
And this time he's not coming back. Death means death. No, that actually was really heartbreaking when I saw it in the cinema. An actor who's been playing one role for so many years, he dies.
It's funny, really. When you get down to it, this movie seems to be doing a lot of things similar to another
Renee,
X-Men movie. X-Men Free the Last Stand, where they kill a lot of characters, even Xavier himself. However, this one seems to do it better.
And with half the budget.
Uh-oh.
Bye-bye. Shit.
We've lost
Whoa!
two of the main characters in
No, but
5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. And yet, for some reason, this movie feels like it does the whole killing characters thing better than X-Men Freely, The Last Stand. I don't know why.
Logan, yeah, I'm not sure it's gonna work.
I'm
you,
you,
bozo.
but younger. Oh god, now I know how Will Smith
No, Jova,
feels.
it's literally the meme. I'm you, but stronger.
So, this is literally the plot of Gemini Man.
Yeah.
Except they didn't need to use de-aging on Hugh Jackman.
Really? Wow.
Also, nice touch.
Oh, let me guess. For like
Ooh.
for like Old Man Logan, they made him look older, whereas here, that's just how he looks.
Yeah, anyway, you were saying to you?
Nice touch where the claws clash with each other with sprinkle.
Oh? Oh my god, you're still alive? I legit
Aim
thought...
for the head, buddy.
Fuck you, asshole!
Yeah, now it's really like the Terminator.
Legit thought he was dead.
Well, he's pretty much about to.
I mean, and considering how his son and his wife have been killed...
Oh, shit.
See, now this is exactly why I wanted to leave.
Oh.
No more bullets?
No more life.
And the Embers are dead.
And he dies hating him. Wow. Damn, that hurts.
Yeah, we're getting there, sweetie. Don't worry.
Wow! Wolfie, would you say that this was officially the winner of the worst night of your life?
Hmm.
Yeah, he's you know, you might need to get those handcuffs off her.
That's
Yeah,
going
that
to
would
be a bit
priority.
tough. And look at that, now he's really back in his Wolverine, the X-Men Origins thing, in a wife beater while carrying a girl. Dang it, she liked Xavier! Bastards.
He all did.
Corn.
Again, I just don't understand. How does this movie do it better than X-Men Free The Last Stand?
Well, it's not directed by a hack for a start.
True, yeah. I mean, I like Rush
There
Hour,
you go. You're
but...
free.
Huh.
And Hercules was alright, but...
That too.
Which one? The 2014 one?
The one
Well,
starring
both
The
24.
Rock.
Well, they were
Oh,
both
okay.
2014, but yeah, the one starring The Rock.
The one starring Kellen Lutz sucked.
I've seen neither.
We'll see them eventually.
So how do ideally, if we commented on both of them, how do we label them?
Legend of Hercules and Hercules 2015.
Thank you.
There you go.
Just needs some pampering.
I'm almost surprised that they didn't codename him Dakin just for that thing, considering how,
to
that
be
was
fair,
the whole
Java, it would have been a bit, bit too weird considering Dakin is an actual biological son of Wolverine, but he conceived a woman.
Yeah, but hey, Xander's nice. He's got a little drug to help him heal quicker.
Oh, and make him even stronger. I'm sure it won't mutate you into a giant monster.
Jova, we don't have the budget for that. Still a high budget for a superhero film, but it's only like 90 to 110 odd million.
So,
Enough to,
well, last night sucked, but it's not all that bad. God, I'm all alone.
Yeah, my helper died, my mentor and closest
Yeah,
friend
it's
is
time
dead.
to bury Charles.
But my newest friends who I made, his entire family is dead and he died hating me. Like, jeez. You know, thank God this isn't Spider-Man, otherwise he would have guilt-tripped himself to the grave.
Yeah, I mean, even she's respectful enough to...
Oh God, I think he's actually about to break down.
Well, that's the thing, Jova. With Charles, pretty much everyone that Logan knew is dead.
Who'd have thunk that
To
he
be
would
fair,
be
we
the...
don't know. Since again, new continuity and stuff, we never actually know what happened to Sabretooth.
Yeah,
But
his
it's
brother.
But again, it's easy to assume that he also died along the way.
We can assume that.
That's the thing,
Or
though.
that he still at least never contacted him.
Maybe Wade's out there somewhere to comfort him. I mean, at this point, I think he would take even comfort
Technically
from
speaking,
Wade.
since he doesn't have an adamantium skeleton, he should be mortal too? By the logic of this movie, I mean.
Bless you, Jackman. He gives such a good...
Oh, no battery. Fantastic.
And now the car's dead.
Okay, Logan, this is not a horror movie. Come on, the car should start.
Wow. Again, Logan, this may be a contender for the worst 24 hours of your life.
Hi, doggy.
Well, hi, doggy.
No, Laura. I know we're misfortunate, but we can't take the man's truck.
Jesus, you.
Okay, maybe we can.
I gotta know what the direction probably was. Okay, you have the shovel and you need to get rampage on this car. Go.
Basically, go all Michael Jackson from Black or White on it.
Just to make sure, lie down on the road. You'll be fine.
He's probably just waiting for something to run him over.
No, and then he wakes up and there's Jean in front of him.
Hello, Logan. By the way,
Oh,
you killed.
Not again.
By the way, you
Blimps,
killed me and
no.
you killed Xavier. Oh no.
Daddy!
Well, he technically is her dad.
Who are you, Colin Sanders? Great.
Someone who
He's
clearly has had a run-in with
He's a fetish
Jaws.
for mutants. Better check this out before you shrek yourself.
Yeah, the adamantium.
So the adamantium that's been helping him is now poisoning him.
Not just that, it's pretty much been a thing since like, what, 40 years, and now all of a sudden he's poisoning him.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm loving this movie so far, but I'm not gonna deny that the
Like
whole
I said,
adamantium is...
I don't mind a story where Wolverine's healing factor is dampered, but you need to find a decent excuse about it.
Like, for as much as we may not have liked that movie as much, I feel like the Wolverine had a better excuse for
the
why.
parasite given by the Viper was a good idea. Again,
Yeah.
you could have easily brought back that.
I love how, like, the Wolverine
Oh
miniseries.
my god, she drove the truck.
They
Yes.
start losing words from the title as they go on. X-Men Origins Wolverine, then just the Wolverine.
The
and then
Wolverine
Logan.
in this. Also, Java, I'm guessing if I had to hazard a guess for the lack of, bringing back something like the Parasite, is because they wanted to keep these more quote-unquote realistic narrative, and that would have been probably too silly, which is something not totally back down to it. But again, it's just conjecture.
It's again, it's part of a bit of a continuity thing. Don't get me wrong, this movie's definitely phenomenal, but it does kind of have to commit some continuity sins to get to it, for better or for worse. Oh! You mean... Hey, you wanted her to talk?
Great bonding.
Unfortunately, she mainly speaks Mexican Spanish. Ah, North Dakota, please.
Get it? We're not trying to be like a comic book.
Totally not gonna be like a comic book. Now please ignore First Class, Days of Future Past, X-Men 1, X-Men 2, X-Men 3, and the like. Ah, so they took that from Eden too.
Yoga, did something went to your throat?
I feel like he's choked up knowing that this is gonna be his last time
So,
playing Wolverine.
yeah.
Or
My
again,
God.
it's just him being sad that he never got to wear the yellow costume.
She's such a fat girl, she starts believing these things are real.
Oh, sorry, Laura. This is a long way. We only have like 40 minutes left in the movie. We can't let this up. Oof.
He gave up.
She really is like a daughter to you, Wolfie. You even cave.
Oh no, it's the actual separate plot to Tomorrowland 2.
Oh my god, Fantasyland, they are going to Disney! They really, really predicted it.
I haven't seen
Oh,
any of,
so
I don't
does the
see any
mutant
MCU gods.
Yeah,
though.
does the mutant containment unit arrest them at the end too?
Well, maybe they exist. Oh, wait, that's right. Do they still exist? Oh, wait, that's right.
Probably
Time-wise,
not.
back in...
Remember, Dark Phoenix wasn't a thing yet, so...
But remember, Dark Phoenix is technically in the past of this.
I know, Job, I know, just, you know. Oh, so we're trying to get DNA from Caliban. And our fancy boy here is trying to perfect his new weapon, now the Bionic Claw. Alright, sweetie, whose soul is inside that?
It says Jean Grey.
That's not it. It should be on fire instead, then.
Oh, apparently they washed that fire out a few years ago. He looks so tired and done with the everything.
Eyes on the road. No, Mom, just let me sleep for a minute.
You're like, you're
Oh.
12 for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and cut.
I just have to wait until you fall asleep.
The mighty Wolverine being bossed around by a 12-year-old girl. Yeah, that's more accurate.
Yeah. Listen, I've been in this franchise for 17 years. Even I need a fucking break.
I mean, to be fair, you can argue that's pretty much what Jennifer Lawrence did.
Oh.
I've only ever missed out on one movie in this fucking series. And even then, Brian Reynolds wore my face as a joke.
Did he now?
Either you rest or you give her the or you give her the wheel. Of
Actually, did this come before or after Deadpool 2? Oh wait, before.
Before there was actually a short Deadpool short live action beat before this movie in the DVD, at least Blu-ray copies, or I forgot if it was also in theater.
Well, it's on YouTube as well.
So I guess technically Deadpool 2 is Hugh Jackman's last appearance as Wolverine.
Pretty much. Well, it's more used footage, though, so...
And used footage from X-Men Origins Wolverine of all things.
It's for a
Right.
reason.
Well, you gotta put it to good use.
Yeah.
Yep. They gave us a new canon.
Oh, what a sweetie.
Now use your super strength to push him over, darling.
That's the thing. You have short legs. How do you manage to get the pedal? Right.
My mutant
This-
ability
this is
involves.
something that Hollywood. This is something that Hollywood always doesn't get, like the fact that yes, you can maneuver a wheel, and the clutch, sorry, the joystick of the car, but you need also to have long legs to push the pedals.
My mutant talons allow me.
That's plausible, actually.
Oh. You, what are you doing?
You were filming at the car.
You, Vassette's over there! No, don't walk into the camera!
Why are you going towards
And
the...
and then he accidentally stumbles into Neil Breen filming all these earlier scenes.
That would be quite an intense crossover.
He's a bit tired, sweetie. I'm not sure he can get there.
Oh. Oh.
Hello.
Yeah,
Right. Oh.
both.
She actually drove him all the way. Just keep your arms and feet
He's suffering
on the
from
ride.
heights, right, Logan?
He really is not at a good history with heights.
At least to be in the plane this time.
Boop.
So yeah, he found the other kids.
Aww. They actually are alive.
So going back with the Mad Max parallel, now we're going full beyond Thunderdome.
Nice.
And I was like, no, not this shit.
Okay, to be fair, Logan isn't like freaking Peter Pan. But we can't have him looking like Joel throughout the whole movie, otherwise Sony will sue us, so...
Good for you. Come on.
You're in Neverland.
This is what happened after Pan, eh, Jova?
Yes. He went on to become a good guy despite being the dreaded Blackbeard.
Yeah, just as long as you don't use too much of that stuff, you'll be alright, and it will even help you.
Huh. That's a nice MacGuffin.
But again, there's a MacGuffin that can backfire if you don't care.
Hello, Chekhov's gun. Having bad dreams again, Logan?
About killing Jean for the 10th time.
Well, I guess technically that would be a... Actually, yeah, we still don't know what killed Jean yet.
Charles.
Well, the movie hadn't revealed it yet, I thought.
It was going to. Which was going into what I was about to say, but at this point I'll save it for the summation.
But you saved
Yeah, like
people
when you
too.
almost killed Kitty Pryde in your unconscious state.
Wait, he knew he killed Kitty Pryde?
Remember, Days of Future Past, Jova.
Oh, yeah, that! Shoot. For a moment I thought you were referencing that time when he almost killed Rogue when he woke up from sleep and you were mistaking Kitty Pryde for her. He has a tendency of waking up and stabbing women. Rogue, Silver Fox, and also, Kitty Pryde.
He almost did that also to... I forgot her name.
Jean.
The girl... Yeah, I think the girl from The Wolverine. Where he's like with...
Oh, yeah. What was her name? It wasn't Yukio.
No, Yukio was the girl guardian there.
I have this bullet to remind me of how stupid that point in X-Men Origins was, so that I never do it again.
Wait, but you weren't the one using the bullet.
The plot point, I meant, not me being shot.
Got it. I'm sure she'll do a great job in her future career. Oh, wait. See? We only hurt the bad people.
Yeah, but still, like you said, though, all the same. You know, after how big and, you know, special effects heavy and, you know, booming the previous X-Men movies were, having a movie like this,
it is an interesting change of
it's refreshing.
pace.
Yeah, it is actually.
Maybe that's part of why this does stuff better than X-Men Fear the Last Stand. Like, it doesn't feel as caught up in doing everything in the kitchen sink like X-Men Fear the Last Stand did. And oh, crap. We have your Amazon package deliveries here.
Yeah, here we go. We can't have him looking like Joel throughout the whole movie, so...
Oh, boy. Oh, you're shaving him while he's asleep. Do you know how bad it is to do a man's hair like that?
They're very courageous, these kids.
Although, oh, wait. Oh, I get it. We're going to make him look like Tony Stark.
No.
No, more like... He's comic book counterpart, a bit more.
We read comic books.
We shaved your hair. Why does that give us so much joy?
No, I like the beard!
I guess they need all the entertainment they can get. Hey, he does look a lot more like his comic.
It's always tomorrow before dawn.
I hear this Genosha place is very good for vacation. It's a trap.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. The same year this film came out, War of the Planet of the Apes, was also a Fox film, came out. And after watching those two films, I was always wondering, what's going to be the future of both Logan and Planet of the Apes after those movies? I guess 8 to 9 months later, I got my bloody answer.
Well, I do wonder.
I'm pretty sure.
Not for the mutants, obviously. I'm talking more about. I wonder what Disney's going to do with the Planet of the Apes franchise.
Yeah, they'll probably just continue the continuity. Like, well, I mean, there's not really that much they have to.
I suppose there is potential for new stuff, I guess, but the last movie was pretty conclusive.
Oh, well, then in that case, reboots ahoy!
Another one. It's like the fourth one at this point.
You know the drill, Tio. When a franchise has reached its natural conclusion, we reboot it to make more money. Or we just re-release the heck out of it.
True, but there have been two in quick succession in the last 20 years or something.
Well, we had one that was the one that was an attempt to do one, but it failed, so we had to wait 10 years to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's sad usually, but the only time a franchise really gets a break is usually when it does something so bad that it needs a break, sadly. So, Wolverine, you finally found something that could potentially give you joy. Well, we can't have that now, can we? Again, you remember what happened the last time we came around nice people?
Yeah, that's your life goal. Who are you, Adam Jensen?
Oh yeah, that's right. He never knew that Caliban was even alive this entire time. I mean, now Caliban's definitely dead, but dang.
Logan is not a good thing pointing out the problems of your story.
Needless to say.
That's an understatement.
Not just people you care about, just anyone who happens to be nice or you hang about around. Like poor Gambit, he disappeared into the void after X-Men Origins Wolverine. Well, maybe he wasn't nice, but nonetheless, still, he helped. Aww, X-23 is gonna miss her daddy.
He didn't disappear into the void, Joe. He just ran into a shitty blue screen.
Yes, a crappy blue screen known as John Carter.
Alright, he was in that movie.
Uh-huh. That's where he started to become box office poison, because that same year he was also the main...
Taylor Kitsch played Gambit. Like,
Not all at once.
Huh?
I thought you were on about something else.
Oh no, I was saying the same year he was in John Carter, he was also the main star of Battleship.
Oof.
Yeah, poor Taylor Kitsch's career, I think, kind of just sunk after that. No pun intended.
Ah, sunk.
Eh? It's
Oh,
quite...
shit, the browser.
Oh, come on!
Don't
guys.
worry, Don't worry, guys. We'll get to our turrets and... Oh.
Where are the kids? Where are the
Oh,
kids, damn it?
they left. The thing is that I guess Logan doesn't feel like he wants to leave them alone.
Well, I mean, for as much as the tough exterior that he puts up for, he obviously cares for them, and I think the kids may have been kidnapped. But they left him. You know, it's so ironic, Wolverine not being the center of the manhunt for once.
So yeah, this is our climax of the Fox tradition.
It's
Vancouver
in
Forest.
a Vancouver forest. Fox, you have a problem. Just
Sorry,
saying.
Joe, we had already a couple of movies in a streak without the Vancouver Forest. We kind of needed one.
Wow, addicts. So, kids, we're gonna play a little game of hide and seek. You get found, it's game
Logan,
over.
brief.
If you get found, you will be shot. Oh, and the interesting thing, this film managed to do one thing that, as of the time of this recording, the MCU hasn't managed to do.
Kill a child? Well, actually, no. Well, actually, no. Civil War, they did kill a kid.
Got nominated for an Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Not even Black Panther got that?
Oh.
Weird. Black Panther got a lot of awards.
Well, okay, remember, this came before Black Panther. So this was
And
the
it's
first
time
one.
for Hugh Jackman to get jacked up.
If it has, I think I've forgotten. But this one definitely did it before the MCU.
Oh, that ain't fair.
Not Bobby. You know, X23, maybe you should start... Yeah, very good. Maybe you guys should start using your powers against them instead of running
Oh,
away.
snaps! He just shattered his arm. I'm assuming they're under orders to capture them alive.
Yeah, even if they cut your arm off.
That is a risk I am willing to take. Oh crap, she's an earthbender.
My eyes, ah! Like a boot bender.
Whoa, okay. She just blew him the
guy.
fudge up.
I've been reading the where they filmed it. There is no mention of Vancouver.
Really?
So what forest is this?
A forest.
Probably still Canadian.
Unless it's German, but nah, they wouldn't need to.
There we go. There's Wolverine just running
Traditional
around,
movie. Like Tom Cruise.
lying, I guess.
See, in Deadpool, he's quoting like the comic book Wolverine. He's not too far fetched.
Yeah.
Do we have a tracking device, sir?
No,
Oh.
but he got jacked up.
But by the way, our tracker is dead. Did you not get the memo? Get moving. Up.
Well, Richter just died, I guess.
Yeah, don't worry, it's a flesh wound. You'll be fine.
They want them taken alive.
Come on, you channel your inner Tom Cruise one last time.
Yeah. You better make the most of this, Stu. This is the last time you'll ever get. This is the last chance you'll ever get. Unless Disney rehires you or.
You came back. Oh.
Oh. Yeah, everyone, fire!
Logan?
Well, that didn't take long.
Now, kids, what have we told you? Hide and seek just for when we get back to the facility. I mean, home.
Go! Be careful. Yeah.
A little bit of a daughter-father tag team.
This is clearly family bonding content. Also, Dribs, did you say that in this movie Hugh Jackman used practical claws and nearly castrated himself?
Yes.
In this
Poor
movie?
bastard. Oof. Yeah, you're gonna do it anyway. Why should I listen to you? We're near the end of the movie. It's a bit late for that.
Oh, wait. So Stryker's his father?
No.
He was one of the people who worked on the Weapon X project.
Okay. Oh, again, so like Lady Deathstrike, at least in the cartoon. Of course.
But instead, it got, yeah, out of spiral.
So that's what they were doing. They were using those. They were using the drugs to spike everything, to wipe out all mutants and make sure no one's. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Just no.
What was that about not hating guns?
well, he was an arsehole, so.
I like how Wolverine just shoots him dead in the middle of the villain monologue.
He's not even like Batman though. Most of the time, he just faces regular mooks.
Oh shit! Not you again.
Xander is just a straight A douchebag, and he had it coming.
Yeah, Wolverine doesn't even let him finish. Just bang bang. That said, though, who's going to...
Films should do that more often.
That said, though, who's going to now order around X-24 since apparently he only listened to Rise?
Oof.
Well, he's a loose cannon now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, quit eating yourself. Quit eating yourself.
Oh, I could listen to you now.
But I use
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that.
You people sure like to scream a lot. Oh,
It represents the feral nature.
isn't that
There's
cute?
Marco
She's
Beltrami on his piano again.
Isn't that cute? Laura's wrestling with her half-brother.
Interesting. The thing is, Tio,
Oh.
another composer was announced to do this movie, but for some reason that didn't happen. So that's why they got Marco Beltrami.
Who was it?
Let me see.
You know what's funny to you? I guess to be fair, like Dakin, X-24 is technically Lars' half-brother. Obviously not in the same way that Dakin is, but still,
Yeah.
nonetheless.
Also, Jesus, she's waiting so much on him.
Oh snap.
Yeah, you're fucked.
You deserve it.
Wow, electricity and everything.
Cliff Martinez.
Okay.
Wow.
But then for some reason he didn't do it. And
Wow, Donald is just getting the ultimate comeuppance treatment.
But what about X-24?
Yeah, he's still a problem, isn't he?
He's like, what the fuck is this? Oof.
Yeah, sure, that'll stop him as if.
Clearly.
3, 2, yeah, even he knows.
Just go.
Was Hugh Jackman drunk when they did this thing?
You were filming. Get over yourself.
Stop drinking. I know this is your last movie, but it's not that sad, is it?
I'm killing myself. God help me, I'm killing myself.
He's so poetic, kinda. Yeah, time to load the special bullet.
Come on, hurry up.
Gotta make it count.
Aye.
Oh! Why don't you just crucify me while you're at it?
There we go.
Huh, you know, I gotta admit the villains in this movie kinda go out in rather...
Realistic way. Again,
Yeah.
Joe, but it's the modus operandi of this movie, trying to be quote-unquote more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, would you let an arsehole like that finish his speech?
No.
Honey, the idea is to pull him off the branch.
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
Okay, that works too.
But alas, the serum is worn off, and his healing factor is now
Kaput.
Yeah. And so the moment we thought we knew was gonna happen, but never wanted to, is gonna happen.
He doesn't die in the comic, I think.
No. No, I'll tell more in the summation.
But here, well,
again, this is to reinforce the narrative more similar to games, to products like The Road, The Last of Us, or even Lisa for that matter. There's another product this takes all the inspiration from.
Translation, we knew Hugh Jackman wouldn't be coming back, so we really wanted to nail that in the coffin.
Yeah. Wonder if it was a decision of the director of Hugh Jackman himself. Or it was something like they concurred.
Oh, she called him Daddy.
True, but I mean, in a sense, you can still have, the character exit the scene without necessarily killing him. Like, you could have ideally have him being the new father of his children, the new Eden. So
Kinda
Well, imagine that
sucks.
kind of ruined the book.
Not necessarily. We just needed to add the part of the tension, part of the drama here.
So yes, after 17 years, Logan is
Logan,
dead.
Jimmy is no more.
But don't worry, guys. He'll reincarnate as a circus runner.
Wait,
Oh, what a terrible way to go.
Oh god, that's right. You're talking about his bro's Blackbeard, right?
No, the greatest
The
show.
Greatest Showman, Jova.
Oh.
Here we are, bittersweet ending. The future of mutant kind is safe.
Oh, and she's quoting Joe. She's quoting Shane.
Yeah.
Wait, I wonder, are these kids who New Mutants is supposed to be about?
No.
Remember, they didn't grow up in that facility.
You'd think that that's what New Mutants would be about.
No, the New Mutants, the mutant cast was sorta, kinda hinted in Apocalypse, Jova. But
Okay.
they were essentially recasted.
Oh, look, the kid even has a Wolverine action figure.
Oh.
See, there's the outfit. we finally see Wolverine having it on. Not even him, and he's dead.
It really does seem sad that they couldn't have just let him live and, be the one who would help these kids, because these kids are literally on their own now. Like, god dang.
Well, it also has to enforce the idea that X-23 now will be the leader figure of his kids. Well, Richter has been so far, but it's pretty clear that this establishes.
Clever.
Get it?
Clever.
I'm not sure Jesus approves that, sweetie.
Realistic, huh? How does she even know about the whole X? Oh, right.
They read
because
the
she's called
comics, so.
X23.
Well, she's called X-23. There we go. Logan.
And yeah, that's it. I don't
After
think
credit
there is
scene.
No, this is a conclusion after all. So yeah, final thoughts. Go ahead, you two guys. I'll do my after this and give the summation of the comic.
It even ends with a westerny.
Let me check in the meantime who performs this. Go on, Waves. Final thoughts?
Yeah.
No, I'll let Trevor go first.
Oh, really? Me? Okay,
Yeah,
then.
you, since you've never seen the film.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, this is quite a very, very good movie. It's not the best movie of all time, but it's definitely up there as one of the most remarkable superhero films I've seen. For one thing, it takes a lot of cues from the source material in a good way. It's very down to earth, and, I can appreciate it for that. Now, it does sometimes feel a bit like it goes beyond realistic and just, hey, let's decide to crap on Wolverine's day. But in the end, it all comes to a point. Again,
okay, I checked. I don't know what song particularly is possibly made for this movie, but the singer definitely recognized that it's Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash, what now?
It's the one who composed stuff like Hurt.
Oh, right.
It's Kingdom Come, okay.
They used Johnny Cash's version of Hurt in the trailer.
Yeah. Continue, Jova.
Huh. Anyway, but yeah, where was I at? I really enjoyed this movie. The characters are definitely well written and thought out here and there. A lot of the plot points work out rather well. Again, I do feel like, at times I did feel a bit of darkness-induced apathy, if only because it got a little into that segment of let's just crap on Logan's day. holy cow. But thankfully, it didn't get too out of control in that regard. The way the villains get off is quite interesting. Like, the main villain just gets shot point blank without even being able to finish the sentence. The dragon, or, the second in command, Donald, ends up getting ultimate comeuppance from children, the very people that he was opposing. And the clone, as well, just gets shot here and there. But yeah, the music is definitely haunting and soothing. Well crafted for this movie. I enjoyed the writing. It can have comedy here and there. I do kind of agree with you that I would have rather they had Wolverine survive to, help shepherd the children. But I guess to be fair, they didn't know that they wouldn't be able to continue these, so... maybe they originally planned to focus more on this in the X-23 spin-off, which may not be a thing now.
Thanks, Disney.
Although, isn't that partially Fox's fault, though, if, if apparently
Well, remember,
they weren't able to?
well, technically, yes, Fox was the one who put on auction itself first.
Well, Rupert Murdoch did that.
Yeah, then Disney and Comcast started to trying to chew the beats, and we know how it ended.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? Maybe we'll eventually get an X-23 spin-off in some way, shape, or form.
Again, we have to see what Kevin Feige wants to do.
I cannot imagine the MCU doing a film.
For the time being, Phase 4 doesn't include mutant stuff, as far as we know. So we'll have to wait until 2022.
And we still gotta see New Mutants, whatever that is going to be. But yeah, okay, the way they do X-23 is pretty good in this movie, not gonna lie. It's a rather interesting take.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is interesting to see a rather bad future, but not your traditional bad future. Like, it's not a case where, it's clearly everything's gone to crap, but one that's more so for mutants in particular, and all because Xavier went senile, and, well, yeah, I guess when a guy with that power goes senile, people can die. Oops. All the way along, though, you really do feel this journey here and there, the weight and everything to it. Like, unlike X-Men 3: The Last Stand, the deaths don't feel cheap or, like, just there for the sake of shock value. They actually do really feel like they carry weight to them. And I appreciate the movie for that. So yeah, I really, really, really do enjoy this movie. You were right, Dibs, it is a good one.
Yeah, told you.
That said, though, I could see the MCU maybe doing something like this if they take on some teachings, considering what they're about to absorb into them. I mean, Lord knows they're going to have to change something, seeing as how they're bringing Deadpool on board.
Well, hell, Ryan Reynolds, about a week or so ago, maybe a few weeks ago, tweeted him being at Marvel Studios.
Nice. Alright then, that's my thoughts. Dibs.
Yeah, this is definitely my personal favorite out of these. There's a lot of weight to it. It's perfect. It's got the right tone. Yes, it's dark. It fits the current situation that not just Charles, Logan, and Caliban and X-23 are in, but also mutant kind at large. They're almost virtually extinct. Thanks to
all that's left is the new generation.
Yeah, thanks to Charles inadvertently and Dr. Prick.
Yeah.
Legitimately and deliberately. It's an interesting thing about the music, considering it's from the same composer who did the Wolverine.
It goes to show that Beltrami knows how to differentiate.
Yeah, this score sounds nothing like the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the Wolverine having deliberately discordant piano or haunting droney music.
Like, at times, this kind of feels like it's going for a horror movie vibe with the soundtrack.
Yeah. Again, and it's definitely Hugh Jackman's best performance. It's his last movie, so go out with a bang, I guess.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart's as great as always as well. Again, it's his last movie. Daphne Keane shows a lot of promise as a young actress, despite that she never really says a whole lot of lines that much, but she mostly just does it by her facial expressions and her
Yeah.
actions.
She
And I'm
can
looking
scream
forward to seeing
well.
how she does in his Dark Materials. Yeah, and the guy who was mostly doing the model did a pretty good acting job, because a lot of people, like I said earlier, a lot of people were afraid that he was just going to be this bland plug of muscle with like no charisma, but he really sells being one of the biggest dickheads in this series, and that's saying a lot. We've seen 3 versions of Stryker.
Yeah, it was about time to see someone else.
Richard E. Grant was a good villain too. It's a pity we didn't get to see more of him though. Him just walking around, acting smug.
And getting shot.
Yep. Well, a lot of people get shot in this film.
But to see him get shot by Wolverine of all people, you know it's gotta be personal.
Yeah, Wolverine were like, shut up. The action was very good. Again, it's not like most of the other movies where it was all, explosions and zappy stuff and all that thing. They have to, they use more grounded stuff. I say grounded because there's kids that can blow ice and break your arm off. But the action was very good too. It's shot really well as well. I mean, it would have been so easy if this movie were just shot like with grey everywhere. But no, there's quite a few decent moments of color.
Well, that's where Logan Noir is for.
Yeah, that's deliberately meant to have no color.
Oh boy, I can't wait to show you Logan Noir.
Well, no, Joe, there's no difference. It's simply the same.
It's the same movie.
Just in black and white.
It's just black and white, and they replaced the Fox logo with a classic-looking one.
Oops, I thought you were talking about the Noir verse. Never mind.
No, I don't know actually what the Noir version of the X-Men is. I know they exist, but gone.
And yeah, it's and that ending, man. That ending. 17 years and yeah, it's all over. Well,
it really is a sad death scene.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not the end of the X-Men series. There's 3 more movies after this, but
3?
Still.
Oh right, Deadpool. You counted Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool 2.
And there's also New Mutants, and there was something else, but I can't quite remember.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So, overall, great movie, and it was a great way for Hugh Jackman to sign off from the series, and Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
They were the 2 longest serving ones, and all. Yeah.
Alright, I'll finish. I'll finish before the summation. This movie is fine, and the conclusion they were hoping for, but I do have some reserves, honestly. First of all, like I said, I'm not exactly too enthusiastic that they tried to do their own version of the road / Lisa / The Last of Us. Granted, the movie does take its kind of difference in order to trying to be different enough. So at least I applaud that they didn't go to carbon copy, but you can clearly see that it's there. These also combine. They also another huge inspiration is Mad Max Fury Road. You can see that in with the practical effects in the chase sequences. And also there's the fact this. Aside from the whole overriding the happy future that we're seeing in Days of Future Past, which I'm okay with it. Like I said, this is not really darkness-induced audience apathy territory for me. But if I had to say, it kind of leaves me deciding knowing more. I wanted to know more exactly how the accidents happened, how the other X-Men died, what was their reaction to it.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I commend the movie not to using flashbacks because it would have been an easy trap to jump in, but we didn't. So
that would have bogged the movie down.
Not just that, it would have made it also longer. So I suppose it's for the better. But on the other hand, I wish we could have got like a movie in between that would have bridged in the gaps, potentially. But for what it is, it's fine as it is as a conclusion. Hugh Jackman, of course, does it's like 120%. So it's amazing. Again, we already checked what he's doing now. Is he? Yeah, we did it in.
He's doing a musical.
Right, we did check in the previous an Apocalypse or V Wolverine. I forgot, but also props to the kid actor for X-23. She's adorable, and she can fill the role of an homicidal maniac with, with still maintaining humanity and growing up, thanks to quote-unquote Wolverine advice. There is another thing that I could say that I commend the movie, the fact that we didn't turn it entirely into Wolverine trying to be the perfect parent. No.
Nah.
We shouldn't have done it. But again, to the end, it does become a bit like Mad Max Beyond Thunders.
She calls him Daddy in the end.
Sure, whatever. There's also the fact that I would say, potentially, this is more of a minor thing, but the climax feels a bit rushed. Not in a sense that the villains like quote unquote anticlimactically, because it's refreshing for this movie series, like we said, and it contributes with the whole reality ensue, which I'll get to it in a second. But I think as if due to trying to move in, the movie tries to move too fast for during the end. I don't know, it's just this feeling that I have.
I think I see what you mean. It's like, I mean, aside from like our main villains' deaths, the kids getting chased and captured by the military thing does feel a bit rusty here and there. It's like, well, the whole kids
There's also
thing
that
doesn't
sense
even
of
come up
ambiguity.
until
There's also that sense of ambiguity at the end, in which you only see the kids moving on towards the border. You don't know if they succeed, technically speaking. You can only hope, I suppose. But this brings me to the major point of contention that I had. The sort of unnecessary self-deprecation. The fact that this movie, in order for its quest to have this realistic quote-unquote narrative, tries so hard, perhaps I would argue way too hard, to take jabs at its source material. I get it that you have to showcase that things are bleak now, but Wolverine spends way too much time insulting the comics in this movie.
Yeah, that is a bit off-putting. I mean, okay,
I get it that you want to showcase this is an adaptation, we don't want to make things one-to-one, but I think there are other ways other than Wolverine basically insulting what are these roots. So, think you could do something different, maybe?
Like, I mean, if they just did it once, it would be fine, but then no, they constantly do it.
Well, it's not like everyone else was doing it either.
So, that doesn't make it okay to do then.
It's thankfully not as bad as the DMC reboot, but it does get a bit
I think the best compromises was Hellboy, the original, the first Guillermo del Toro Hellboy, where you get just this brief scene at the beginning where Hellboy is like, the drawings don't do me justice or something, and that's it, dropped. Here, due to also the fact that the coordinates are made a plot point, it's kind of important.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, yes, Wolverine, insult the very comics that are helping you.
But again, the movie is, like I said, the movie is fine as it is, and the clues of the circumstances and the fact that they had a burden in terms of adapting this kind of story, I can understand that. I just prefer First Class as my favorite X-Men movie.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I guess I'm more a First Class, Days of Future Past sort of guy when it comes to my favorite.
But anyway, to conclude this, also since otherwise we ran too long, let me try to be an extreme quick summation of Old Man Logan. The future is mostly desertic, it's still in the USA, and it's a gigantic road trip. Logan has a family in the future, wife and kids. However, there are a group of hillbilly hulks who basically ask money from his family, and if they don't comply, they will basically kill them. So Wolverine has to play good and pay them. And he purposely doesn't use his claw. One day, a old and blind Hawkeye presents himself to his room with an offer. If they do a deal, Hawkeye will recompense Wolverine with such amount of money that the Hawks will never pester him again. This is because, in the meantime, Bruce Banner has basically started procreating a lot of people with his cousin, She-Hulk. which created an entire generation of hillbillies who are not exactly right in the head, and are terrorizing part of the continent, part of the North American continent. So most of the trip is Hawkeye and Old Man Logan going around, explaining their backstories, and in the meantime, we know what happened. At some point, because and this is the point where I say Mark Millar doesn't know how to write, if they're not kept on leash. Mark Millar went on the assumption that the Marvel villains are so stupid that they never wanted to collaborate together. So in his story, it's like, hey, what if they actually collaborate all of them together? And apparently, according to him, they succeeded. Most of the heroes are decimated. There's this particular scene where Red Skull is destroying Washington and is killing Captain America by saying, well, today there is no God, just me. Just fucking hell. And then they take each of them part of the North American continent. Doctor Doom gets to do his own Latveria. Red Skull gets Washington, of course. The Hulks get a part of one, and there are other stuff in the meantime. But anyway, they progress until they reach a particular city, I forgot which one it is, and we know that the deal of Hawkeye is that he thinks they have gotten a suitcase full of super serum soldier, bottle caps, mini bottles, meaning that they create a new generation of heroes. However, it turns out to be a fluke, and Hawkeye gets killed in the process, unfortunately. So Wolverine gets the money. He gets to Washington, kills Red Skull, and gets an Iron Man suit to run as fast as he can towards his home, to the point that almost buries him in his own body and everything. However, when he gets there, it's too late because the Hulks have decided to get before time schedule, and they murder the entire family. So in his rage, he sneaks up his claws again, and he basically massacres the entire Hulklings, including a thematic fight with Bruce Banner in Hulk form, which is a throwback to the first appearance of Wolverine as a Hulk enemy. Wolverine kills Bruce Banner, and he finds the last of his progeny, still an infant. So he takes him and starts on a journey to try create a new generation of heroes, starting with him and the little Hulk. What will happen next? We know thanks to some events where Old Man Logan got involved with, but I'm not here to talk about that. So you can understand waves of why adapting this kind of story, we needed to do a lot of changes.
Well, plus they don't have the rights to like free call
Exactly.
characters. So.
Exactly.
But still, I recommend if you like this movie, I really suggest to recommend to seek out a copy of the book and read it, because, like I said, it's newcomer friendly. You don't really have that much pre-knowledge, and even then you get oh, that's right, I forgot to mention this, because this is important also to tie. Remember the fact that Charles Xavier said that he accidentally killed a lot of people with his mutant power? Yeah, in Old Man Logan, we get to know the truth. The reason why Wolverine is so reluctant to sneak up his claws again is because during the invasion of the Marvel villains, for some reason, Mysterio managed to trick Wolverine into killing all the other X-Men.
He completely got past his other senses.
Not just that, Mysterio is not capable to do that, come on. It's plot contrivance, but I hate it. But it's a reason for Wolverine to be like this. And here in this movie, they took that and basically transferred it to Charles, at least partially. For the mutant wipe, the responsible is Dr. Douchebag, so there is that. But still, it could have been done better. Again, Mark Millar really needs someone to keep him on a leash. Yeah. But anyway, like I said...
Mark Millar didn't write the Kingsman movies.
Like you said, if you like this movie, go and out a copy because it's completely friendly to you, and give it a good read. Even new drips, it should be fine even for you. Anyway, that's pretty much it for Logan.
So and we'll see you
for the actual conclusion of the X-Men movies, the conclusion we should have never had. Well, not properly, because like Dave said, to be fair, New Mutants still had to be released.
The conclusion for, the classic bout of characters.
The classic new cast introduced, like Michael Fassbender and, yeah.
Funny, Xavier may be dead now, but we're not done with him yet.
So, join us next time.
Or Phoenix.
Yeah, the last one in the last main X-Men film in the series, and unfortunately, in my opinion, the most disappointing.
What
See ya.
fun! See you then.